So today, we are not only making a dish that's super delicious, like seriously, we're talking a huge bunch of flavors, but a dish that's also very healthy for you. We're talking Spanish chickpeas and sweet potatoes in a spicy tomato sauce. This recipe is very easy to make, made with the most simple ingredients, and it comes together in just 30 minutes. Now the three main ingredients I'm going to use to make this dish are jarred chickpeas, which is the same thing as the canned ones, some canned diced tomatoes, and some sweet potatoes. Of course, if you don't have sweet potatoes, you can just use regular potatoes. But let me tell you, either way, this dish is gonna fill your body with so much goodness. If this is your first time here, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified when I release new content and to become a part of the Spin on 4 kitchen. To all my returning subscribers, welcome back. So we're gonna begin by peeling one large sweet potato, rinsing it under some cold running water, and then patting it completely dry. Now to make this recipe, I like to peel the sweet potato as it gives the sweet potato more of a melt in your mouth texture. But if you prefer, you can keep the peels on the sweet potato. Once the sweet potato is ready, I'm going to cut it lengthwise into 3 evenly sized pieces that are 3/4 of an inch thick, which is about 2 centimeters. And then I'm going to cut each piece of sweet potato, once again, into 3 evenly sized pieces. And then we'll cut the pieces of sweet potato to end up with some cubes that are 3/4 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch, which is 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters. Once all the sweet potato has been cut, I'm going to add the pieces into a large bowl. Drizzle in 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, which is about 15 milliliters. And season with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And then we'll give this a quick toss. That way that olive oil and those seasonings are evenly coating all the pieces of sweet potato. Then I'm going to transfer the sweet potatoes into a baking tray that's lined with parchment paper. You want to use parchment paper here, that way the sweet potatoes don't stick. And you want to make sure all the pieces of sweet potato are evenly spread out and in a single layer, that way they all evenly cook. And I'm going to add our baking tray into a preheated oven, bake and broil option. That's the bottom and top heat, 210 degrees Celsius, which is 410 degrees Fahrenheit. Now if your oven can't do both functions at the same time, no big deal. Just bake your sweet potatoes for a couple minutes longer and get in there at the halfway point and flip them around. That way they're all evenly cooked. For the next step of the recipe, I'm going to grab a large fry pan, heat it with a medium heat, and add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 30 milliliters. While the olive oil is heating, I'm going to finely dice half of an onion, cut 3 cloves of garlic into large chunks, and grab a handful of fresh parsley and finely chop it. After heating the olive oil for about 3 minutes on a medium heat, I'm going to add in the diced onion and the chunks of garlic. And start mixing the onion and garlic around with the olive oil. I always like to mix this continuously, that way everything evenly sautés. After about 5 minutes and the onion and garlic are developing a light golden fried color, I'm going to add in half a teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 1.15 grams, and half a teaspoon of hot smoked Spanish paprika, which is 1.15 grams. You can substitute this for the same amount of chili powder. And we'll give this a quick mix, that way those paprikas are evenly coating the garlic and onion. Then I'm going to add in a 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes, which is 400 grams. 425 grams of cooked chickpeas, which is a 15-ounce can. Once again, the ones that I'm using come from a jar. And before you add them into the pan, you want to make sure you add them into a sieve and rinse them under some cold running water. 2 tablespoons of the finely chopped parsley, which is about 8 grams. And season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give this a gentle mix, that way all the ingredients are evenly mixed together. Then I'm gonna lower the fire to a low-medium heat. And we're gonna simmer our chickpeas in that beautiful spicy tomato sauce until the sweet potatoes are done. After about 23 to 24 minutes, those sweet potatoes should be perfectly cooked. I'm gonna remove them from the oven. And you know, you can always tell when your sweet potatoes are done. You just pierce them with a toothpick, and if it easily goes in, they are ready to go. For the final step of the recipe, let's move back to the pan with the chickpeas and the spicy tomato sauce. As you can see, this has really thickened up, and all these flavors have came together. For the final step, I'm gonna add in our pieces of sweet potato into the pan. And we're gonna give this a gentle mix. That way all the ingredients are evenly mixed together. Then I'm gonna remove the pan from the heat, add some of our mixture into a serving dish, and we'll sprinkle it with some freshly chopped parsley. Our Spanish chickpeas and sweet potatoes and a spicy tomato sauce is done. Such a beautiful presentation. The aromas coming out are absolutely beautiful. Let's give it a try and see how it turned out. This is a dish that I cannot wait to try. To our health. It's absolutely delicious. So many great flavors and textures, and that level of spiciness gives it the perfect balance of goodness. You saw this so easy to make, and like I told you earlier, it's gonna fill your body with so much goodness. Really quick before we go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Clarence Bolin, Karsten Korn, and Martin Giddings. Again guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spin on a Fork. It's thanks to you and the rest of my patrons why Spin on a Fork continues to move forward. If you're not a patron, consider becoming one. It really helps with ingredients and equipment to continue making videos like this. You'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.